slow things down. What do we do a lot in therapy? We slow things down. We're giving handheld support. So, Shelby, you said I had them do things when they were just turning their head. Okay?
Yeah, I did.
What can I do? Standing. And I'm slowing things down, right? They're just turning from neutral to right, neutral, left, neutral, right, neutral, left. We're not having them go all the way through, but we could. I could bring them back. Come on, Rosie, and give it a try.
If we're gonna use the parallel bars, do we need to be on the outside of the bars or like directly behind them, inside the bars? With the
Okay, so two things come up.
That's so much worse.
So come back here real quick. Back here, come here. No, really. I don't know where you're going. Okay, so pretend I have a gate belt. You don't get to pretend in the skills check. You have to really have the gate belt on. Number one, I have to know that you can put a gate belt on. And I know you can, but prove it to me. It's called trust but verify. So I have a gate belt on right here, right? What I'm going to do to answer your question is I'm going to be right here, and we're going to slow things down. I went through really quickly because I have a lot to cover, and I just want to do it fast. But if we're here, okay, go ahead and go. Take one step, look right, and then take another step, look left. Why are you looking down? Look right.
Sorry. I wasn't realizing I was doing it.
Okay, and that's how we do it. Now, are you to the outside? No, but you're in the back. And you need to stay within those bars. When you're using parallel bars, you need to be in the bars with it. Because if something goes wrong and you're out here, let me use my class talk to say, now your center of mass has to be way over here and you're at risk too. So you just always follow in the bars. Unless your CI says, no, 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 get out here. Then when in Rome, do as Romans. Whatever your CI tells you. Do not tell your CI they don't know what they're talking about. Do not challenge your CIs. We don't do that. We're in their house. Would you like for someone to come to your house and say, your house looks like crap? No, you don't. You just keep it up. And then you come back here and you say, let me tell you about that CI. And I'm going to listen, and Jerry's going to listen. We're going to love what you have to say. But thou shalt not bite the hand that feeds you. Okay, so that's one way. Vestibular. This way, transverse plane. Could do frontal plane. Same thing.
You said you want to start in the sagittal though? Is that the easiest plane? Is that what you mean, or it don't matter?
Is that a testable question that we're going to use the sagittal plane, or are you just using that as an example?
I was just using that as an
Okay.
example.
Okay.
The testable side of it, what I would ask you, what the licensure exam would ask you, is this is what you're seeing. The head is moving forward and backward into flexion and extension while walking. What system is the PTA challenging? Right? You would know that to be vestibular. That's what we're looking at. If the eyes get closed, visual. That's what we're looking at. So just keep those things rolling and you'll be fine. It's just important for you to know, what am I doing when I need to, and listen, for balance, you need to challenge those. Okay? Next on our list is somatosensory. Now, this one, again, it's going to start getting out there where you're going to see some graying or some blending of these things coming in. But when you're doing somatosensory, and notice there's not a somatosensory on your skills check, because that's going to get caught in some other ways. Somatosensory is seeing if there is a stretch reflex, right? That is the muscle spindles. And that's not listed on there either. You're going to catch somatosensory though when you stand them. because they're going to be doing sway. And then when you do visual, you're going to get, look at this weight shifting strategy that I'm doing. And then look at this hip strategy that I'm doing, right? Those things blend in. Notice those are not on your skills check because they blend in. You need to know them out here and know what people are doing. But for skills check purposes, I need to know that you can do dynamic and that you can do static. I mean, that you can do it seated and you can do standing, right? So, that being said, it says on your skills check, not on your skills check, on your white paper, static balance uses positions on. On what? What do you think I'm looking for here? Static balance uses positions on what?
Stable surfaces.
Stable surfaces, yes. So what are our stable surfaces? Well, number one, it's the floor. This is a stable surface. The mat table is a stable surface. And now wait, so we get this clear. You're looking at it and you're saying, there's a pad there. Doesn't that count as an unstable surface? No, that counts as a comfortable, stable surface, right? We don't sit people on unpadded surfaces very often. I mean, you're just not going to see that. Plinth, high-low table, which this is a high-low table. I don't know if you guys are real familiar with that term because it goes from high to low. It's hydraulic, it's a high-low table.
You gotta make sure those are locked though.
Yeah,
Because
you
at my
do.
clinic, somebody left it unlocked. We got a patient on there.
And that's a safety
I'm like-
violation, isn't it?
Hold on. Let me go
Right,
look
and see, you're, and now here's the thing. You're in tune with that. Sometimes CIs are not. And they just kind of break loose and do some rogue stuff, and you're like, wait a second. But be careful how you correct them, right? They're kind of giving you a grade. And when you're combative and you tell them that they suck at life, your grade may suffer a little bit. I mean, I'm just saying, that's just kind of what we see happening. I've had students who are just a little big for their britches say things to CIs like, no, you're wrong. That's what you put in the email to Jerry. You say, I saw my CI do this, and it makes me want to ask this question, but I don't. Right? It teaches you humility and humbleness and how to zip your lip. Right? You just ride through it. And trust me, it's going to work out better for you on the other end. So stable surface, stable surface, stable surface, stable surface. Here's unstable surface. Let's go this way. Now, when you want to dynamic train someone, you have some options. Number one is you're going to sit or stand them off of a chair. This is a stable surface right here. But the fact that they're doing an exercise like this is unstable because you don't know what would happen between that sitting and that standing. So just because they're sitting to standing, that makes it dynamic. Even though they're sitting to standing on a stable surface. Isn't that odd? I mean, like you're thinking, I'm transferring from a stable surface to a stable surface. But the fact is it's like doing a negative plus a negative equals a
Positive.
right? So you have to understand that you're going from stable to stable, but the act of doing that, because you're moving, is dynamic. This is true dynamic unstable surface right here. Right? You see it? That's not stable. Not like sitting on this or that or this. This is unstable. And so we have that as a seated unstable surface. There's not a lot of other ones. There's really not. I mean, when you need an unstable or a dynamic seated position, that's it. Here's another one. This is made to stand on with one leg. This is made to stand on with one or two. Okay, but this is dynamic. See it? These are made to stand on with one. And so if you put a person on there, this one right here is a little more stable than this right here. That's because this is a full density foam pad. This is a air blown disc right here. We have some others that are smaller blue ones, and I think they're behind the things. I hide them so that athletics doesn't come in and steal them.
What would you call those, Kendall?
These are just dynamic discs. I mean, there's not a name that will go across the board universally for these things. You're just, and the reason we have these is for different dynamic purposes, but also to grade that out.
Right.
This one's easier than this one. This one's easier than this one. If you go to a single leg stance right here, this is going to get pretty complicated, right? And you can see my ankle is going crazy right now, right? And we're going to talk about ankle sprains on Monday. We're going to talk about anterior cruciate ligament sprains on Monday. And we're going to talk about low back pain on Monday. But all three of these things, we can use these